Hey YouTube, what's going on? Malicious Intent coming back at you with yet another video. It's going to be a little different than what you're used to from me. You're not going to see Cosmos. Actually, you're not going to see them anymore. I've been doing a lot of selling and, wheeling and dealing as of late. I have traded off / sold 3 skeletons, including Cosmos, and about 50 deck builders / staples, whether they be deck builders for the skeletons or whether they be staples for any deck. I'm doing a lot of selling and trading recently, and then turn around, use that money to over 2 TCG orders and 1 Troll and Toad order. The Troll and Toad order I'm still waiting on. You're going to see 2/3 of a deck profile in this video. I'm waiting on a $150 Troll and Toad order to finish this deck, and kind of sweating bullets right now because a little bit of personal Yugi news for you. For the first time since 2014, I'm going to be attending an event. I haven't since I've come back into the game because, again, I had that hiatus. As you may know, I've had that hiatus between 2015 and mid to late 2018 where I never played Yu-Gi-Oh! And sold most of my stuff in 2015. So since 2014, I haven't done a Yu-Gi-Oh! Day, I haven't played an OTS, I haven't gone to a regionals, and I have not done a YCS. And for the record, if you guys hear any squeaking or crackling, chewing sounds in the background, I don't like keeping my dog in his cage for absolutely no reason, and he seems to be under the desk that I'm at shooting this video, chewing whatever bone he's got at the time. So my apologies if that's a little annoying or it comes through here as like crackling or whatnot. It's not the sound quality, it's a canine named Betty. He's just chilling right now. But anyways, back to the video. You'll notice that I got a brand new mat. I watch a few YouTubers. I watch DZF, I watch Team APS, I watch MCole40, and I watch MST.TV. In terms of Team APS, I kept seeing them as of late wearing branded clothing from Ink Gaming. I decided probably about 3, maybe even 4 weeks ago to check out what that was. Just typed it into Google, and it turns out you can build custom mats and what have you there. So I picked this one up for $70. It's got $70 Canadian, that is. It's got stitched edging and it's very vibrant and very good customer service. It was actually about 3 or 4 emails back and forth with them trying to show me finished products that they were going to print, and me wanting to tweak something about that and them having no problem with that. So 3 or 4 emails later of new tweaks like this, I want change, this I want change, etc., came out with this beautiful mat. So if you guys see this at that regional, Toronto Regional, March 16th, if you see this mat out on a table, then you'll see my face for the first time, I guess. And don't be afraid to come up and talk to me. And we can have a little Yu-Gi-Oh! Chat if you'd like. So back to the video here. What I've got here is my new binder. Just purchased it at Dolan's in Peterborough, I believe, is where I got this. And through that wheeling and dealing, all the trading, plus a couple orders online, I have built a bunch of deck builders up for this new deck. Again, the deck you'll only see 2/3 of because I'm still waiting on a $150 Troll and Toad order to come in. I ordered it 11 days ago, and it really only has till Thursday, so 4 more business days to get here before I will only be a spectator at the Toronto Regionals. So hopefully it comes in and I get to play, because I'm not re-spending that $100, $150 again at the regional to be able to play the deck. I'll just be a spectator, walk around, maybe make some trades. I don't have many traders left, but you'll see what I got. So what I decided to keep / trade for: Nightmare Phoenix, Proxy Dragon, Link Spider, Link Karibo, Thunder Charger, Volcasaurus, Infinity Nova, Playdays, Break Sword, Omega, Cyber Dragon. Again, most of this goes towards the deck profile you're about to see as deck builders on the side. This deck profile will give you a little hint towards what I'm playing. Doesn't require an extra deck. In fact, there are some cards in the text in the deck that say you cannot have an extra deck, or else I couldn't play those cards. So I'm keeping these extra deck cards, plus a Saryuja that my buddy's borrowing, and I'm actually waiting on the Boral Sword reprint that is rumored to come in the next structure deck. We'll see what happens. Since Boral Sword's a $100 card, I don't really want to buy it, especially since in this current build of my only Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck, I'm not going to be playing it because I'm not playing an extra deck. So I'm hoping that reprint comes out. And I also have the Saryuja to go along with what you just saw. Next, I have 2 Vanity's Fiends, 2 Lancias, 2 Danko Seca, DT Grand Mole that I actually I've had since like 2012 or 13, whenever it first came out, and I never got rid of it. It was like one of 3 cards. Yatagarasu, this, and I think my first Ed Mint Donzalug, which is not in this binder, and I'll have to find. I'm not sure where I put that, but I kept 3 whole cards when I sold everything off in 2015. I got the Boa Baboon. I'll be looking to pick up either through trade or through purchasing the 2 more Super Boa Baboons. The Yatagarasu I just spoke about, which never left my side. 3 Ghost Reaper Winter Cherries, 2 Ash Blossoms, 2 Ghost Ogres. Then we got Set Rotation Terraforming. Set Rotations because I have another field spell. I have 3 main deck field spells and then a side deck field spell. If I ever decide to play 2 of that side deck field spell, I would also side the Set Rotation. But right now it's 3 and 1 are the ratios of the field spells. Then I got the 3rd Terraforming just in case. 2 Magical Springs, Magic Planner Upstart, Paracall by the Graves. I kind of want to fit those in the deck, but it doesn't really seem like there's a way. I got a lot of Floodgates in there. Another Floodgate, just in case it ever comes back, make my deck just so much more amazing. Casual Coliseum, Soul Charge, pair of Scapegoats. Just got this one of my TCG orders, Monster Reborn. DB1 Mint, it's beautiful. Instant Fusion, Rigeki Dark Hole I kept. Stormforce I kept, and now you probably know what deck I'm playing. Cosmic Cyclone. Then for the traps, we got Warning, Trip Strike, 2 Emptiness, Rivalry. This is the 3rd Rivalry, not a first. Imperial Iron Wall, a playset of Secret D-Barriers. One of my favorite traps of all time is Pinpoint Guard. Clearly can't use it in the deck I'm playing, but I never wanted to get rid of it. So I picked up a new copy as of late between trading and what have you. Evenly Matched. Now you see 1 in my binder. That's because I don't think at 1 it's good in anything. My plan is to trade my... I really only have 2 or 3 pages of traders left. But I'm hoping, since I don't need them anymore, to trade my 2 Droll Unlocks, my 2 Ultra Droll Unlocks, for a 2nd Evenly Matched, and then buy a 3rd one for the $40 or $45 it's going to cost me at Regionals to pick up, and then I'll be siding all 3 Evenly Matched in this deck. But until then, I've got 1 just chilling in the binder, because 1, I don't think I would ever play 1 in the side deck. That seems useless. And then in the main deck, even 1, you rarely see it, so why even bother? Then we got the Starting Mirror Force. And a pair of Royal Decrees. Royal Decrees are for Altergeist, but because they haven't been doing so well as of late, like they just won an OTS, I believe, but outside of that, they haven't been doing so well with Salamangreat in the format, so I decided not to side them anymore, but I was siding them in Cosmos. And that's it for the small binder that I wanted to show you. That's everything that I have kept just newly obtained from the trades and selling that I've been doing. And then the deck. Now, again, there's a whole list of cards that I'll just read off as I'm revealing the deck. I have them written down here that you won't see because, again, they're on that order that hopefully gets here by Thursday. But we've got 1 Dynamite Knight, 3 Ignis Heat, 1 Majesty Maiden with 2 more on the way. So I'm going to play 3. I like that ratio. What is it? 7 monsters? Yeah, 7 monsters. I've also ordered Inspector Borders. I ordered a playset. And I have yet to decide whether I'm going to main 2, side 1, just side 2, and not main any, or side 3 and not main any. I haven't made that decision yet. Obviously, they're going to be either the main or side deck, especially since I paid, I think, like $9 or $10 a piece on them. So for $30, I'm going to be freaking playing them, and they're so good in this format anyways. I just don't know where they're going to be. I kind of want to main 2, but at the same time, I've seen a lot of arguments why once you lose that dice roll, if you lose the dice roll, then... And even if it's in your first hand, but you lost that dice roll, he does nothing. And you end up setting him or discarding him for a Twin Twister, like whatever you're going to do. But if you lose that dice roll, he's not that good. That's why I'm thinking I'm going to be side decking 2 or 3. And just if I lose game 1, just bring them in game 2 and go first. And hopefully C1, because I'll have... that's another argument for siding 3. Because if you side in 3, you're likely to C1 in your first hand or by your second turn, so that would be a lot better. But I don't like that if I lose the dice roll that it becomes a garbage card in my hand or a bad top deck. So I'm leaning towards siding 3, especially now. Maybe I just made a revelation in this video and I've decided to side 3. So we've got, that's the monsters. So we got 3 of the Dragonic diagram, 2 terraforming, 2 card demise with a 3rd on the way. As you can see, I clearly can't play the regionals with the cards I'm already missing, the Inspector Borders, the Majesties, and the 3rd card demise. 2 Pot of Desires, 2 Pod Duality. I've seen decks with 1, I've seen decks with 3. I like 2. I've seen a lot of decks with 2 as well, obviously. I like 2. I find that 2 Pod Dualities, you're not bricking as much. I notice with 3 Polydualities, a lot of times you reveal a Polyduality off the Polyduality, which is horrendous. So I would not want to see that. 2 Heritage with a 3rd on the way. 2 Disciples with a 3rd on the way. That's the spells. I believe that's it for the spells. Let me just double check my list here. That is it for the spells. Then we go into the True King's Return at 1. This is that one. True Draco Apocalypse with 2 more supers on the way. 2 Monarchs Erupt with a 3rd on the way. Then I've got 2 Waterfall of Dragon Souls in that order, as well as 3 There Can Only Be One. And again, all of this is main deck. It's like the cards I'm listing off right now, aside from the Inspector Border that I've mentioned, it's all main. And then finally 2 Goes in Match. So that's our 40 card build with the cards I've mentioned as well that you did not see in the video but you've heard. Onto the side deck, we've got playset Pankratops, which I might take out. Maybe I'm thinking maybe I'm going to be dropping 1 for a Sphere Mode, which is also on its way in that order. I have 2 Sphere Modes coming, so I'm thinking of dropping 1 Pankratops for Sphere Mode and probably an Anti-Spell Fragrance for a second Sphere Mode. But I'll make those decisions once I actually have the cards. Domain of the Monarchs. Again, if I wanted to, I would pick up a second and play the set rotation with a 3-2 ratio with 2 terraformings. But I don't think, like Domain's really good. It shuts down a lot of opponents, but there's still a lot of decks where it doesn't hinder them enough before it's either A, destroyed by a Twin Twister or something to that effect. Like, for example, it would be really good against Sky Strikers, but they're maining 3 Twin Twisters right now. So I'm not going to main the Domain thinking I have my opponent locked out and they just Twin Twister it away. 1 Tenacity of the Monarchs. I also have 2 Strike of the Monarchs coming, so that's why I'm playing the Tenacity. If I bring in the Domain, technically I could bring in the Tenacity. I probably wouldn't if I'm only bringing in Domain, but if I'm bringing 2 Strikes in the Monarchs, I'm going to probably side in the Tenacity if there's room. But Tenacity could be another card that comes out for the second Sphere Mode. 2 Shared Rides, because even though it's lost a little bit of steam, Sky Strikers is still a thing. Pair of Twin Twisters. 2 Ravelries, the 3rd you saw in the binder, but I'm not planning on playing 3. Just 2 is fine, I think. This one I'm actually having trouble with. I really want to main deck it. Right now it's sided, but I really like to main deck this card, Imperial Order. The only problem is I'm with Imperial Order in the main deck. Once it's activated, I can't get the extra tribute summons because the spell effects are no longer there. I can only get an extra tribute summon with the Apocalypse, and as you know, there's only 3, and the King's Return. As you know, there's only 4 of those in the deck. So, like, obviously, if you play the Imperial Order right, it's badass. But if you play it too early and then you start drawing those spells, and maybe you don't have the diagram up at the time or what have you, but even if you did, it would still be negated. So I'm really on the fence whether I want to main deck that Imperial Order or not, but I'd really like to. But I'm not sure it's feasible. And then finally, 2 Anti-Spell Fragrance, which again, could be moved. And the only cards you didn't see that I haven't mentioned is 3rd Goes in Match is going to be in the side deck, and 2 Wiretaps. I decided Wiretaps against Red Reboot. No specific reason, I just prefer Wiretap. I know most people are siding 3 Red Reboots, and maybe I will pay for it in terms of not having you know, whatever might happen at that regionals. But I'm sure wiretaps will be fine. Again, it could be a miss side. Who knows? But I prefer the wiretaps. Maybe I'll change my mind last minute and pick up a play set of red reboots. What's that going to cost me? Like 15, 20 bucks? Not a big deal. So that the wiretaps might come out for that. But as of right now, I decided to pick up wiretaps instead, and I'm standing by that choice as of right now. So thanks for watching. Like if you like this video, subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your Yu-Gi-Oh friends. Have a great day. Wish me luck at the regionals.